So I'm Dr. Charles Tegeler. I'm a professor of neurology at Wake Forest School of Medicine in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And I am a research collaborator with Brainwave Technologies. We are working with them as an independent organization, an academic medical center, put brainwave optimization to the test in scientific settings to really evaluate the effect, the benefit, and understand who it might work for in good clinical trials. Oh, that's a great question and an important one, especially for spending a lot of time in an academic environment. So let me answer that with several different thoughts. One of the reasons that I was very interested in working on research with Hiram is just our innate nature as a physician. We're really dedicated to finding new and better ways to promote health and healing, to eliminate pain and suffering, and to try to do away with disease. And this is a new, exciting opportunity to do that. But it's more than that. We always are looking for safe, non-invasive ways to offer advances in health and healing to people, trying to avoid treatments that may have side effects, that may be costly, that may have risk associated with them. So that was also attractive. In addition, there are many neurological diseases, and being a neurologist, I kind of have a bias about some of those, but there are many disorders for which we really don't have any effective treatments. There are things that we use. There are medications, there's other strategies that are tried, but they have either a low success rate, or they really just aren't effective, or they have side effects associated with them. And so that also offered an opportunity to try something new, to explore some exciting new areas. In addition, the last 5 years or so, I guess, I've been involved with some sort of integrative medicine approaches, some things that they didn't tend to teach us in medical school that are a little bit different, but as I've come to learn, really are based on what are sound neuroscience principles. And again, this approach, using in essence a brain biofeedback approach, really seemed to make sense based on the background, the literature that's out there, and as a neurologist, the approach to health and healing as far as some neurological disorders. The final reason that I was really interested in doing research with this approach, with Hiram, with brainwave optimization, is that for any methodology, especially one that's so new and unique, to be accepted by the medical community and to ever be integrated into practice, it really requires the scrutiny of good science. And so, being in an academic medical center, having some background and experience with that, it looked like it was really something that was needed, something I could help with, was to try to put this to the test, evaluate it under good scientific conditions, and really see whether it works and in whom and how well, so that we could hopefully gain acceptance for these techniques. So the first research project that we tackled was in primary insomnia. Now, why in the world would we work on insomnia? Well, many reasons, several of which are that insomnia is such a widespread disorder. Sleep problems in general affect, they say, up to maybe half of the population, some symptom of sleep problem each week. Many folks actually have a sleep disorder. But the reason it's important is that lack of sleep is now really coming to the front as far as understanding of the importance of that for health and for healing. Many medical problems can result from lack of sleep. And so besides that, besides the importance for the society, insomnia also was something that it appeared that brainwave optimization really was effective for, based on the case experience to date here at Brainwave Technologies. And so when we had the opportunity to do the first randomized clinical trial, we wanted to pick something that there was experience, that we had an indication it might work, but also something that was a big societal problem that there isn't great answers for. And so we chose to work on insomnia. And with that, we had to sort of hone in on a specific segment of insomnia. We had to exclude people who had other causes that we might not expect brainwave optimization to be effective for. Things like obstructive sleep apnea, restless leg syndrome, someone who has prostate trouble who has to get up at night, those kinds of things. And we also really focused in on other conditions such as the need for certain medications that we know would interfere with the process. We wanted to make it a very uniform group of people we were studying and try to eliminate other noise that might affect the outcome results. But what we did was to do a randomized trial for insomnia. With that, we identified 20 subjects, 20 people that agreed to participate in the project. Those were randomly assigned to a group that got the brainwave optimization early, very quickly after the randomization. During that, they continued their usual care. That was one group. That was the treatment group. The other group was assigned to just continue their usual care during that period of the study. At the end of the 1 month of brainwave optimization, then we re-evaluated the outcome measures to see whether it worked. And the group that had the usual care, that got assigned to the usual care, had an opportunity to cross over and get the HIREM or the brainwave optimization as well. And although we're in the process of doing some additional analysis and preparing a manuscript for that, the initial results appear very promising, and we're very excited about it. So at the moment, we are actually involved in a number of research projects. We started with the primary insomnia pilot trial, but very shortly thereafter, we got approval by our institutional review board to do a project that we call a developmental or exploratory protocol. With that, which is an open label trial, meaning there is no wait list, there is no placebo control. They know what they're getting, but we are doing it under experimental research conditions. But that allows us to study patients' conditions, clinical conditions that we may not have great data for. We may not know what the outcome would be. Lets us understand the brain energetics in those and collect pilot data, collect preliminary results that we could use then to go on and try to do additional, bigger, more formal research projects. So that's a project that's ongoing. We currently, as we're filming this, have 28 subjects enrolled in that project with a variety of different clinical conditions. In addition, we also are currently carrying out a project for using brainwave optimization in episodic migraine patients. Again, a big issue for the society. Migraine is a huge problem. We have some preliminary evidence based on the work at BrainState that it's helpful, so we're going to put it to the test. So what we have carried out or are carrying out is a randomized, controlled clinical trial. That means that it not only is a trial where they were randomly assigned to one of two groups, but this project actually uses a sham placebo, meaning that there really is a sugar pill, if you will. So we're comparing real brainwave optimization with if you will, a fake brainwave optimization. We're following those subjects, those patients, and the primary outcome for the study will be, does it help their headaches 2 months after they finish? And we're excited with that. We currently have 20 subjects enrolled for that project with a target of 30. We'll be doing that, probably finishing that study in the late spring of 2012. But we're really excited about that effort. Beyond that, we have so many things that are being planned. We have recently been able to get some funding to be able to target 3 specific projects in 2012, additional projects. The first will be a confirmatory trial to do a sham placebo-controlled study for insomnia. So we started with the pilot trial of insomnia that was a wait list control, comparing brainwave optimization with usual care. That appeared very positive. But for the scientific community, it really is better science to do a placebo-controlled trial. So the insomnia project we're doing in 2012 will actually be a randomized controlled trial, true brainwave optimization versus fake optimization, to see whether, to confirm really the effects, to show that it's beneficial for insomnia, primary insomnia. Besides that, we will also be doing a pilot study in patients with mild cognitive impairment. Again, a big problem for society for which there are no answers now. But doing an effort with that, collaborating with our aging center at Wake Forest. And the third project will be one in traumatic brain injury and concussion. Again, a big topic of big interest in the society. We don't have great therapies for those problems. And that pilot trial will be in about 20 subjects as well. There are some other things that are being planned, but those are the 3 targeted projects that, as of right now, are in the planning stages for 2012. So from, for viewers of the video and people who are interested in where we stand with brainwave optimization as far as the research, I can tell you that, that we're excited about it. But what we're doing is a very careful, considered, stepwise approach to try to bring good science to evaluating brainwave optimization, outside of the confines of brain state technologies in an academic medical center, using well-accepted clinical trial methodologies to really independently put it to the test and see, does brainwave optimization work? For which kind of problems does it work? How effective is it? So that the goal is that if we can show benefit, that it will be such that it could be understood and accepted by the medical community, potentially actually embraced and integrated into the community, into the routine sort of management for these problems. And again, going back to my early first comments about one of the reasons I wanted to get into this, we want to, our goal is to be able to show that we have some alternative, a safe, non-invasive alternative to address many problems for which there are no good treatments that really have a big impact on society at this point. And bottom line is, we're well on our way. We have a solid foundation. We've got a great team in place. We are blessed to have some funding to pursue these projects, and we're hard at it. And stay tuned, because we anticipate a series of publications that will help articulate and share the results that we've been getting.